What's up, guys? Big Clive 34 coming at you today with a news story that's been blowing up. As a part of the racing community, it was kind of my due diligence to hop on here, let you guys know what's going on in this situation where there is a racer in need. In addition, there's a $15,000 reward that goes to anyone who's able to bring the remainder of this setup back in one piece. So let's talk a little bit about what's been going on with Jake Jarvis and his 99 Trans Am. By the way, just an aside, I want to say that the car community is a pretty awesome place. We have all come together in order to bring back most of the setup, but some of the most important parts are still missing. It's just so awesome that in someone's time of need like this, as soon as he posted up about my stuff is stolen, I need your help, it was shared almost 70,000 times, which is crazy to me. Digging into it, it all went down on the night of July 6th. It was so surreal because I was just feet from this car a couple hours before it happened. 99 Trans Am, Jake says he has about $150,000 invested in the car. This was his pride and joy, the car that he sunk his heart into, a lot of his money into. And even, you know, he did this with his daughters. Basically, there's a meet with Streetcar Takeover that goes down. A bunch of people go there. There's dyno pools, there's food, there's vendors. It's a pretty awesome time. It was one of the cars, you know, when you go to a meet, there's 2 or 3 cars that are really the center of attention. This was the center of attention. When Jake went back to his hotel and went to sleep that night, they would wake up in the morning, go out to the truck and find that their truck, trailer, car, and even the pit vehicle, which was one of Jake's daughter's ATVs, it was gone. Just a couple of days later, July 10th, the truck was recovered. It was beat up pretty bad. He couldn't drive it. It looks like the wires were just like ripped out of the dashboard. The thing was torn apart, beat up pretty bad. The next day, July 11th, the trailer was recovered. This time it looked to be in a little bit better shape than what the truck was in. Damage done, but it looks like if this had to happen and it had to be stolen, this was one of the better outcomes. Social media goes quiet for a while. Again, the trailer was recovered on July 11th. We fast forward about 2 weeks, and it's at this point that they rediscover the car's shell. Now, this thing has been stripped and beaten and left for dead, basically. They go over it, and obviously these people took pretty much everything. It looks like they even bathed the car in acid to get rid of fingerprints. I would assume that's what all that discoloration on the fenders and the bubbliness that you see throughout the car is all about. Things started heating up in the next couple of days, as on July 24th, Jake took to social media and said, look, we basically have a really good idea of who's behind this all. You have 24 hours to turn yourself in, and if you don't, well, you're probably not going to like what happens. This reignited the story. Up until then, people were pushing, people were looking on Craigslist and like wherever they could online to try and find some of these stolen parts being pushed. The 24 hours came and went. That brings us to today, July 25th, where information has been released on the individual that they believe is either behind it or at least has received some of these parts in order to sell. I'm going to rehash how dumb of a criminal this is. He not only stole the most attention-getting car at the entire event from that night, but he also, if this is the guy who stole it, went on to try and sell the parts through a Facebook message using information straight from Tick Performance, the shop that built the car. There was no trying to hide that this was stolen stuff. This was somebody literally coming to the forefront and saying, hey, I'm selling stolen stuff. Anybody want to buy it? Then again, I guess that with this many custom parts that are really one of a kind and something that would be incredibly rare and high dollar, it would be hard to unload it anyway. So I guess this guy was just trying to do what he could in order to get some money out of it. It's actually pretty amazing to me that someone was still trying to sell this stuff with all of the heat that was on this setup. So what you're looking at on screen now is the guy's information who was caught trying to sell this stuff, according to Jake and the guys over there who are trying to track him down. I guess that at this point, if anybody has any information leading to where this guy can be found, I would contact the local police right away. Hopefully he can get tracked down and arrested, and Jake can become somewhat whole again as much as possible given the situation. You just really have to feel for a guy in this spot. Down in the description, I'll keep you guys updated on what's going on, along with who you can contact outside of your local law enforcement if you want to contact these guys directly. So that's about all I got. Thank you guys for watching. Until next time, good luck, Jake.